Yo, it's Tom Credit. So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys the mistake you guys should avoid when creating a CPN number. So ssncheck.org is one of the best sites you guys can use to make a CPN. I know another one called SSN out there that was not working, so try use this one. But they do also have the coding on how you can make one. So these are the numbers you guys can use when making a social. So if you have to try and match your state, just use a social or use these numbers as reference. But this site literally has everything you need to make an SSN number. You guys usually generate one as well, depending on the year you want issued, right? But most of these are already issued, so you gotta either, you might have spam this or just make one. But once you guys have it, all right, the most common mistake I see people do is not, do proper public records, right? But before that, you have to make sure you trimerge. But the trimerging part is not hard. You guys can literally just, apply for a random credit card, like a Amex credit card, just for example, right? But you have to make sure you guys apply for 50 to 100 accounts, okay? If you guys apply for 10, 15, it's not gonna work. You're gonna have to apply for 50 to 100 accounts. Wait a few days to a week. So throughout the whole week, try apply for, 20 accounts, 25 accounts until you have 100 accounts. And later on, you guys can open up, an Experian account and basically add a trade line later on, okay? But if you had to try and add credit builders, most of them, you will definitely get denied for a self-lender and the other one. So just add trade lines. And when it comes to CPNs, you will have to invest in trade lines to boost the score. If you guys don't want to make a CPN and you guys just don't got the time, the best solution is just to buy one, right? So I'm gonna give you guys a couple sites where you guys can buy a CPN. You guys can go on CPN package. So if you guys just want, a credit card, an apartment, or just something small, right, with a budget, you guys will need to spend $2.99 on a starter, right? So you guys can read, you guys can get approved for an apartment, home rental. It comes to 3 primary trade lines, right? And you can either buy one that's already made or get it customized under your name. So you get it customized under your name. It could take a week or less. But the night turnaround time is under a random name. There's no dead socials or, they don't use anyone else's social. It's basically fresh, okay? But I recommend getting the premium or the expert. But you can just, cash out credit card to get the other packages, right? So the premium, I recommend you guys can get, more credit cards, triple the loans, and this one's pretty much, double from this one. So another site I recommend you guys visit is Tradeline Russ. And I do have my site as well. It'll be in the description, for you guys to check out. It'll be a tiny URL. But the CPN, these are, you can get the custom made under your name, right? Or the ready-made, that's generated. So you guys can use that to apply online, right? You guys can, apply for apartment online, a car online, loans online, there's plenty of loan sites, right? And then they have trade lines you guys can, add, and you guys can pay for a 5-day rush or just a normal time. Okay. But they do offer other, trade lines, like all trade lines and stuff. But once you guys have a CPN ready, once it has a score, you guys can literally go ahead and apply for a loan through PenFed. You guys can get Amex card. You guys can get, a 300K personal loan or 100K, but it depends really. But you could get a co-signer or use a CPN as a co-signer as well to guarantee the approval, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Common mistake I see is people not doing public records, people not adding enough trade lines. If you guys just add one trade line, you could get a credit card. But if you guys trying to get, like a serious loan, right? Or Amex card, you definitely need to add a bunch of trade lines, right? So for example, a 600K worth of trade lines, right? You guys can see because of the oil trade line, Morris trade line. This one's about $900, but the more you guys spend on your credit, the more you get in return. So it's basically an investment, right? The more you put in, the more you get out of it, right? So that's all I have to say for this video. Make sure you guys visit the sites, subscribe. Peace out.